Something that millions of people get wrong every single year: your tax refund. Now, I know you're thinking, but I love getting a tax refund. It's like a bonus check that I use to pay off debt, go on a vacation, or buy that thing I've been wanting to buy. But let me tell you something that's going to completely change the way you think about your tax refund. A tax refund is not free money. It's literally your own money that you've overpaid throughout the year, that the government has held onto for months while not paying you a cent in interest. Think about it like this. Would you lend your friend $5,000 for a year and then get excited when they finally pay you back interest free? Of course not. That's a terrible deal. But that's exactly what you're doing when you get a tax refund. You're giving the government an interest free loan and they're paying you back months later with nothing extra. In this video, I'm going to cover why getting a tax refund is actually costing you money, why owing taxes at the end of the year is the smartest financial move, and how to put your money to work instead so that by tax time, you've actually earned money on it. By the end of this video, you're never going to want a tax refund ever again. Let me break down why a tax refund is just an interest-free loan to the government. Every time you get a paycheck, your employer withholds a portion of that income for taxes. That tax money goes straight to the government even before you get to see it. Now, most people don't realize this, but the amount withheld is based on the information you provided your employer when you filled out your W-4. There's a few problems with this. One is that most people fill out their W-4s in a way that causes too much money to be withheld from their paycheck. Another is that you usually fill out this form one time, and that's at your hiring date. And circumstances change, right? You might have had a child, you might have gotten married, you might have gotten divorced. So many things change that could change the outcome of how much should be getting withheld. Ultimately, when too much money is taken out, that means the IRS is holding on to your money all year long. And at the end of the year, when you file your taxes, the government looks at your numbers and basically says, oops, we took too much money out. Here, have some of it back. And you get excited about this. Imagine the electric company overcharged you every single month. And then at the end of the year, they say, oh, hey, sorry, we took too much. Here's a check for all the extra money you paid us. Would you be happy about that? Or would you be mad that you gave them extra money all year that you could have used throughout the year? It's the exact same thing with your tax refund. It is literally no different. You're letting the government hold on to your money all year long for free. I can tell you this much, they wouldn't be letting you hold on to their money for free. Let's put some real numbers behind this so you can actually see how much money you're missing out on. Let's say you get a $3,000 tax refund every year. That means you overpaid your taxes by $250 a month. Now, instead of letting the IRS hold on to that, what if you put it into a high yield savings account that earned an interest of 4.5%? By the end of the year, you would have made an extra $135 in interest. But okay, that's not a lot of money. So let's say instead you invested it into the stock market. The S&P 500 has historically had returns of about 7 to 8% every year. If you would have invested that same $3,000 in the S&P 500, you would have made $300 instead of that $135. Now, I know some of you are thinking, who cares about $135 or an extra $300? Like, that's not life-changing. But let me ask you this. If someone walked up to you and said, here, take this $135, or here's $300, would you take it? Of course you would. So why are you giving it to the government for free? You're giving them your money for free and not making anything. And you're talking about $135 or $300 isn't life-changing? Of course it's not. But you're keeping your money versus giving it to the government, and you're making money on it versus getting it back and not making anything on it. So what's the better strategy? Instead of getting a refund check, it's better to break even or owe a really small amount of tax at the end of the year. First, go to your HR department and update your W-4 information. Use the IRS tax withholding estimator. This way you can figure out exactly how much tax should be taken out of each paycheck and adjust your withholdings so that less money is taken out of your paycheck. Step 2 is you're going to open a high yield savings account or invest the money. Find a high yield savings account that is paying 4 to 5% interest. I would suggest finding it ASAP before the interest rates start to go down, because it's looking like they're going down real soon. And if you're interested in the higher returns, invest the money in the S&P 500 index fund. And step 3 is pay your taxes in one lump sum at the end of the year. By tax time, you'll have all the money set aside, but this time it will have either earned interest or grown through the investment. Pay your taxes in full and on time, and keep the extra money that you made. This is the way that you pay the same amount in taxes and not overpay and give the government the money that you could be using throughout the year when you actually need it, or pay the same amount in taxes, put away the overage that you like receiving at the end of the year, and actually make money on it. So just a quick recap. A tax refund is not free money. It's your money that you overpaid to the IRS and that they held on to all year long. Owing money at the end of the year is the smarter way, because you're in control of your money that way. And putting money in a high yield savings account or investing it is going to make you money, instead of your money being held at some government bank, sitting there collecting dust until they're ready to give it back to you at the end of the year. Let me know in the comments if you've ever thought about doing this, or if you're like, no, I love my refund check, I would never change it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.